Absolutely nothing short of evil. An ex-New York cop sentenced for abuse of his own son. This story is going to break your heart. It is the absolute epitome of pure, absolute evil amongst us. An ex-New York Police Department cop was sentenced for abusing his autistic son in such a way that resulted in him dying because he froze to death. Michael Valva says he was truly sorry for making his autistic son, Thomas, sleep in an unheated garage as temperatures dipped into the teens. Home surveillance video shows that the police officer was taunting his son when he could no longer stand on his own. There's one thing I failed to mention in this story. Not only was it his son, and not only was it a child, it was an autistic child. Valva was sentenced to 25 years to life, according to a CBS New York City affiliate. This asshole spoke just before the judge handed down the maximum term. He said, "I'm truly sorry. I didn't want my son to die. I never imagined that he would have died. However, I lost my way." Valva was accused of making his autistic son undress. Then this fucker hosed him down on January 16th, 2020. January 16th in New York. This was a form of punishment because Thomas had soiled himself, often the result of being denied access to a toilet. The child was then forced into an unheated garage where he stayed for 16 hours without adequate bedding or clothing to keep him warm. So he's hosed down by his asshole dad and then taken out to a garage in the middle of fucking winter in New York. Well, that night, temperatures dipped into the teens. Now, during the trial, which began in September, prosecutors presented home surveillance video where Valva could be seen mocking the boy. The footage showed Thomas unable to walk and was observed face planting on the concrete floor of the garage. "Oh, he's cold," Valva said in response to Thomas's deteriorating condition. "Boo fucking who?" said his dad. On the morning of January 17th, 2020, Valva, an NYPD officer, phoned the county police and reported that his son had hit his head after running into a door frame. Well, when Thomas was admitted to the hospital, his internal body temperature was just 76.1 degrees. 98.6 is normal temperature for a human being. His was 76.1. One after the other, teachers and staff within the school district took the stand in the murder trial, testifying that they had called the state emergency hotline nearly 20 times to report the boy's suspected abuse. Instances included Thomas and Anthony, both of whom were autistic, eating discarded food items and crumbs off the floor of the school. The Valva brothers showed up to class with multiple injuries in the months preceding Thomas's death and often came to school with urine-soaked backpacks or sneakers squishing from the urine in their shoes. Thomas's death shed quite the harsh light on the alleged failures of the Suffolk County Child Protective Services, prompting for an investigation and calls for reform. Be it